The tefillin wrap. Keep the mitzvah of tefillin, Moshe continued in Vahaya im Shemoah. Tefillin are made up of 2 small boxes attached to black leather straps. Each of the 2 boxes contains the first 2 sections of Shema Yisrael and Vahaya im Shemoah, together with another 2 sections.
That's a total of 4 sections.
Boy, you sure are a mathematical genius.
Use the straps to bind one of these boxes on your hand, for it is the shel yad, the hand tefillin. Position it on your left arm opposite your heart, the center of your emotions. Place the other one, the shel rosh, the head tefillin, on your head, the center of intellect. Remember, serving Hashem requires both your heart and your mind.
Okay, my heart and mind are both all set to serve Hashem.
Tefillin, called phylacteries in English, are worn every weekday.
Most Jews who wear tefillin do so during Shachris, morning prayers, which usually lasts anywhere from a half hour to an hour. On the other hand, there were some great people who wore tefillin the whole day long. The author of the Hagahos Maimonios relates in the name of Rav Amram Gaon, who lived around 1,200 years ago.
We saw the Gaonim, the heads of the court, and the giants of the previous generations who would not remove their tefillin until after the Shema of the evening service.
But it's not only the giants of the previous generations. Nowadays, believe it or not, if you go to Yerushalayim, you may see a few people wearing tefillin throughout the entire day.
But you'll have to look closely, since in order not to draw attention to themselves, they may hide the shel rosh under a hat and the shel yad under their jacket.
Wearing tefillin is an important mitzvah every single day of the week.
Almost.
Surprisingly, on the holiest day of the week, Shabbos, you won't catch anyone wearing tefillin.
No reminder needed on that day to be holy.
After all, we spent pretty much all day doing holy Shabbos stuff.
And eating some awesome, delicious Shabbos food.
The roving rabbi. So Moshe Rabbeinu taught his nation about tefillin and mezuzah.
Get ready to learn about another rabbi,
Also named Moshe,
who was also quite busy teaching his fellow Jews about tefillin and mezuzah.
Introducing the very special, wonderful Rabbi Moshe.
From a small town in France called Coucy.
One night, this great rabbi had a heavenly dream. In the dream, Hashem pleaded with Rabbi Moshe to travel to Spain.
Did Rabbi Moshe go back to sleep?
after all, it was just a dream.
Well, let's see.
Rabbi Moshe woke up.
What was that? A dream? It was no ordinary dream. It's a message, a mission, a heavenly mission.
Rabbi Moshe knew exactly what he had to do. He quickly packed his bags
Whether he put a Spanish dictionary into his suitcase is anyone's guess.
and traveled all the way to Spain. It wasn't an easy trip, but somehow, some way, he made it. The courageous and ambitious rabbi traveled from one community to the next throughout Spain.
And in an area of southern France called Provence.
He would get up on a stand and cry out passionately to his fellow Jews.
My people, the mitzvahs of tefillin, mezuzah, and tzitzis are so important. If you aren't yet doing these mitzvahs, now is the time to begin. Do not miss this opportunity.
Rabbi Moshe, tell us more. Why is it so important? We live amongst non-Jews in a non-Jewish country. They don't keep these mitzvahs and they're doing fine. Why should we?
And so he explained to them in the most beautiful, inspiring way.
He spoke and spoke,
And then he spoke and spoke even more.
and even more.
And more, a lot more.
Patiently and eloquently, Rabbi Moshe explained the mitzvos in a way only he knew how, until the people, young and old, began to understand that it was not a burden, but rather a privilege to observe these mitzvos. The deeply pious and sincere words of the rabbi from the small French town affected them greatly. In the words of Rabbi Moshe,
They returned by the thousands and tens of thousands to observe the commandments of the Torah. They began to wear tzitzis and tefillin and attach mezuzos to their doors, no longer ashamed to act as Jews among their non-Jewish neighbors.
Sefer Mitzvos HaGadol Mitzvos Essay, Siman 3.
Rabbi,
The way you explained these few mitzvahs was so wonderful.
The people exclaimed.
Can you write it down in a book, please?
Yes, Rabbi. And while you're at it, can you explain all 613 mitzvahs of the Torah?
Rabbi Moshe was hesitant to do this. He felt that he was unworthy to write a book about such holy mitzvahs.
But one day, he had another heavenly dream. The message was clear.
Rabbi Moshe, write a book consisting of all 613 mitzvahs and make it interesting just as you did for the Jews of Spain.
Well, to make a short story long, I mean a long story short, that's exactly what he did.
He authored a book that became quite popular called Sefer Mitzvos HaGadol,
Or SMOG for short.
the Great Book of Mitzvos. It is read and learned until this very day.
And how do we know this story?
That's a great question.
It's all there in his book.
Oh, and one more thing. Rabbi Moshe of Kusi lived over 800 years ago, way back in the 13th century. So, come to think of it, it seems that Rabbi Moshe was the very first one to put up a tefillin booth.
I never knew that. So interesting.
If you like this Taste of Shazak Parsha video, you'll love the complete video at Shazak.com. You'll also get amazing Parsha quizzers, puzzles, Parsha on a page, and the Parsha post. Use coupon code Shazak for a great discount.